Austin, good to see you. Today, we're going to talk about the two questions you need to answer before you retire. As you get closer to retirement, a lot of questions start popping up, but two stand out as the most important to answer before you hand in your notice. So, question number one: what single financial risk could make the biggest impact on your retirement?
I think this is a little bit of a sleeper one here, Aaron. And the reality is, we view that this is the answer is longevity risk.
Mm,
What that simply means is, how long do we live past perhaps what we are intending, right? Or what's
yeah,
in our financial plan. And the reason we view this as the single largest risk is it's really what's known as a risk multiplier, right? The longer we live,
right.
more income we need, the more taxes we have to pay, the more unknown health events we may or may not incur, right?
Right.
So all of these other risks that are encompassed in a truly comprehensive financial plan, they get multiplied the longer we live. So that's really the single largest risk is
Mhm.
longevity.
And then that brings us to question number two. How can you eliminate the possibility of this risk ruining your retirement income?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing here that a lot of folks miss potentially is stability of income, right?
Right.
If the longer we live, we have to make sure that we have stable income sources that will pay for as long as we do, right? So think of things like Social Security or perhaps a pension or even something like an annuity with guaranteed income. All of these features are not market-based assets, right? So we certainly want some market-based assets. That is, part of a truly diversified portfolio. But we also want to make sure that we have income streams that, again, will pay out for as long as we live. And that's a
Right.
really important point because it adds stability to our income.
Right. It's so important. It bears repeating. How do you prepare for a retirement with no known end date? I can't even imagine where you'd begin. It seems overwhelming.
Yeah, it certainly can be without the proper guidance. That's for sure, Aaron. And really, I think it starts with a written financial plan,
Mm.
right? So we have to know where we're starting today and where we want to go. And it's kind of tongue in cheek, but we also say it frequently to our clients here at Patriot Wealth that the reality is the minute you walk out of our office doors, your retirement plan is out of date. So it's not just in the plan, it's in the planning, right? We have
Yeah,
to
good point.
constantly
Mm.
revise this retirement plan, update figures, update assumptions, gather new data, and make sure that we're stress testing against these potential realities. What happens if tax rates double? What happens if Social Security is reduced by 25%? And most importantly, as we talked about earlier, what happens to our retirement plan if we live 5, 7, or 10 years longer?
Right. We want it to just be good news when we have a long life, but I want to talk more specifically about how you stress test a client's income plan and portfolio.
Yeah, stress testing is really a big part of the retirement planning process because it allows us to get a better feel for what happens under certain circumstances. For instance, stress testing a client's income plan, we have to account for the silent killer known as inflation, right?
Yeah.
Inflation is simply the reality that things cost more over time. So even a small change in our assumed inflation rate from say 2 or 2.5% to 3.5 or 4% over time can create a large difference in potential outcomes. So if we're not stress testing against that reality, we can't be sure or have any confidence, right, that our plan is able to withstand that. And that's the
Mhm.
whole point of stress testing is how does our plan react? How much pain, right, can we absorb with that inflation figure? And really, it gives our clients peace of mind.
Right. And revisiting it too, as you mentioned before. Good point. Well, Austin, clearly a lot goes into planning to create a plan with no known end date. So, if somebody would like to sit down with you, have their income plan, their portfolio stress tested, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, you can give us a call at 919-322-4113 or send us an email at info@patriotwealthnc.com.
Great. Austin, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.